Well, hello, everybody. We are indeed playing Pot Limit Omaha today since, oh shoot, who said it? There's a couple suggestions, but ultimately Walk Faster said they want PLO and they gave good reasons for it. I'm going to read their statement. Oh, we're in the game here. I'm going to fold. I'm going to fold 8862 to a raise and a call. So what they said is, well, hello, Felicia. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Yeah, so PLO, I'll lay it out for any of you that might not be super familiar. PLO stands for Pot Limit Omaha. Omaha Hold'em is a variation on Texas Hold'em. If you're familiar at all with Texas Hold'em, the way it works is everyone gets dealt 2 cards. As you can see, you play with these ultimately 5 cards in the middle. Those are community cards, and everyone shares those 5 cards. Now, the main difference between Omaha and Texas Hold'em is obviously the difference between 2 and 4 cards, but there's another big difference, and that is that in Texas Hold'em, you can play any 5-card hand out of any combination of any of the 5 cards on the board or 2 in your hand. And once again, we got 8s and garbage. We're going to fold this in the small blind out of turn. You can play any 5-card combination of those total 7 cards. With Omaha, you have to play 2 from your hand and 3 from the boards. And you can only play 2 from your hand and 3 from the board. So one of the main places where people get tripped up with that is they think they have better hands than they do. Like, especially when they get tricky with full houses and quads and stuff like that. Well, quads are pretty straightforward, but like even still, like, yeah. So if, like, for example, on a quads are straightforward. For example, if there's like queen, queen, 3-3 on the board in Texas Hold'em, and you had a queen in your hand, in Texas Hold'em, you would have a full house because you'd have queens full of 3s. If it's Omaha and you have a queen in your hand and it's queen, queen, 3-3, you don't have a 3 in your hand, then it's not a full house. You just have you just have trick queens. And that's the difference because you have to use 2 from your hand. And I'm glad everyone's abound. And so that's the main difference, like, on the rules. The reason it's pot limit is because the betting gets out of control because you have 4 cards. So that's one of the reasons I like Omaha, is because the betting is wilder a lot of times. People are a lot more conservative with Texas Hold'em than they are in general, though people are figuring out that you really need to be conservative to win at PLO too. So we're on the button here. This is a hand that I'm going to play, and I'm going to raise it up. I'm going to pot that here because this is enough of a rundown, and we've got a suited 10 jack here. So a rundown is like basically 4 cards that can pretty much make a straight, and those are really good PLO hands. And we hit our 10s, but we really didn't hit our range at all, so we're not doing great here. Now, what I am going to do, though, is I'm going to go ahead and bet because that ace 10 hits my range. It doesn't hit my actual range, and they called without even hesitation. But now we have clubs. Even though that 5 came, that could technically give them a full house, but that was a fast call, and they checked it to us. Let's just, I could bet this again. I am gonna bet this again. I'm gonna see what they. Yeah, I'm gonna get aggressive here. I'm betting the pot because I want them to get the fuck out of here. I want them to fold, and I want to make them pay for anything. I don't have a hand. I have 10s and 5s. Like, I've got shit. I hope they have an ace and they're going to fold it to my pot size bet. That's what I hope, because I think they have something, and they do. Aggression, aggression. And this is also a rundown and a pair of 9s. Pair of 9s is kind of the lowest pair you want to play and even consider, really. Anything lower than 9s, you should kind of just not really consider them worth anything. There's reasons for that. I'd even argue nines aren't worth a whole lot unless the other two cards with them make sense. But these four cards make sense together. So 9, 9, 10, 8. That's a rundown with a pair. Plus I've got suited connectors there. So we've got one suit. We don't block our own suit, and it didn't really come. And I'm not going to bluff this time around. It's a different player. I'm just going to check it because we don't really have any equity here. Now we do have equity. That 7 came, and now we have a good straight equity, and they aren't betting, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bet the pot. Get that money in there. They're going to call, and we hit our straight, so we're good. We have the nuts. So we're going to go ahead and bet the pot again. They're probably going to fold. But hopefully not. Hopefully they also have a straight or a worse one or two pair or even better, a set. That's what we're targeting. We're targeting good hands, and they're going all in, so they probably have the same straight we do. So we're calling. Nope. They just gave us their money. Yay! I think they had a worse straight than us. Take a look-see. Bring it up. If you look below me, I know it's hard to see. This will tell you what they have, but I'll kind of read it. Oh, we've got a hand here, but now ace-king, that looks really good, but it's not because the 7 and the 5 don't match. So we're not playing this, and we're not in position. So let's take a look at what they had. They had ace 6, 3, 4 double suited, which is not a very good hand. It's a good enough hand. It's definitely a good enough hand to play. And they did have a straight. They had a lower straight than us. So that's the dangers of Pot Limit Omaha and that's why I've kind of decided today that I've been playing pretty conservative lately, and I think I'm going to ramp up the aggression. I'm just going to bet big when I have it, and when I'm bluffing. I'm just going to bet big a lot and basically try to get as much money in the pot as I can, as often as I can justify it. We're going to see how that works. I think that's the correct way to play Omaha, possibly. We'll see. It's blind aggressions never really worked for me. I tend to be a more conservative player. Now these nines, not very good. No suit, a dangling 2, which is trash. And what's that 10 going to do for us? Nothing at all. So we're in early position. We're in the low jack, and so I'm going to get out of that. By the way, positions, starting at the dealer. Button, because of the dealer, button. Button, cut off, hijack, low jack, big blind, small blind. Those are the positions on the table. That's the names of the positions. So that's what low jack and hijack mean. It's positions at poker table. All right. Jack 10, 5, 2 is also a bad hand. Low cards are very bad in Omaha, and they're especially bad when they don't connect with your other cards and aren't suited. So we're just going to let this big blind go, especially with a raise from early position from the well, it's the hijack. So when the table's not a full ring there, you eliminate the lowest position. So since there's no player in seat 1, sidetrack, back to our hand here. We're in the small blind, and this is like right on the edge of a playable hand. We got 3 to Broadway, but and a suit, but it's a bad suit. Suit to the 10 is weak, and the dangling 2 isn't great, but because we have an ace, that does give us 2 to a wheel. So I don't generally like calling in the small blind. I like to raise, but this isn't really a raising hand, and I'm on the fence of whether I want to fold it. But I'm going to keep it along because it is ace 10 king, and so I'm going to call it here and kind of see what happens. But we're not going to call a 3-bet with this hand, and there isn't one. So we hit top pair with top kicker, which is still pretty good. Pair of aces with top kicker is still good in this, so I am going to bet this. I'm going to bet small because it is, let's do 5. I'm going to bet about a third of the pot there, a little more than that. And we're going to, because we're coming out in early position, and it's multi-way. There's a lot of players in the hand. So a small bet's are the way when you multi-way. And we hit 2 pair, but a straight came and a flush that we don't have came. So I'm going to go ahead and check that. And if someone puts a lot of money in the pot, we're probably just going to let it go, even though we do have a full house draw. That's not a lot of money. That is enough to call. I can call that. In fact, that's so little and so weak that it makes me want to raise. And fuck it. Pot them. Ah, shoot. They've got me beat. They've got a flush. I mean, I have to call it. Yeah. They've got the nut flush, the straight flush, nut flush, yeah. Yeah. I knew it. I smelled it. They bet small because they wanted to call, and then I just played right into it. This is on the button. It's a pair of nines with a jack and a suited three. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna bet it. See what blind aggression does? I was like, they bet small. Most of the time when players bet small like that, it's because they have a weak hand. So that was actually the GTO correct thing to do, which that player did. So I kind of fell for it. I only have a pair of nines here. I don't have any flush draw. I'm going to check it. Now I have a pair of jacks. Still not great. Not going to bet it. Not going to do much. The fact that they're waiting is like they're thinking on whether or not they should bet their whatever they have, their weak ace maybe. Rarely do people bet draws. You're supposed to bet draws, by the way. That's the correct way to play. Almost no one does it at these stakes. So, and they're going to check it. And I'm going to check it too because I do have a pair of jacks. Now I have a set of jacks, and that changes. So I'm going to bet the pot because that's pretty much the nuts here. And they're just going to fold. They didn't like it. They didn't like seeing that jack. I misspoke. I didn't have a set of jacks. I had trip jacks. There is a difference. Trips are when two are on the board and one's in your hand, and a set are when two are in your hand and one's on the board. And that is the difference, and it does make a difference. All right. This is a bad hand. 3 of 1 suit is bad because it blocks your flush. So, like, King 10 would be a pretty good flush draw. But the 6 takes one of my possible spades away. So that's bad. You generally don't want to play hands that have 3 of 1 suit because you're blocking your chance to make a flush. And plus the cards that 6 is dangling, it doesn't connect to anything really. I mean, it kind of sort of connects. This is a kind of connected hand, and in the cutoff, that wouldn't have been the worst play. But looking at like what came down, I would add a pair of tens with no equity here, and so I'm perfectly happy not being in this hand. This is it would if I had called this hand or bet this hand, it would have been loose. And I'm trying to get away from being too loose pre-flop. Trying to tighten up my ranges. You have a 3, 6, 8, and 9. What does that mean? Are you playing virtually? Are you generating random hands? Are you dealing yourself stuff? I don't know what that means. Love it. Are you playing on a different table? And 9, 8, 6, 3, I would recommend folding pre-flop, by the way. Oh no, they bet a pot size bet. I don't think my tens and nines would be good here. I think they've gotten 2 pair with an ace. 3 twos and a 9, no suit. Holy shit, that's a terrible hand. That is some hard garbage right there. Hot garbage. Actually, Emily, the worst hand in Pot Limit Omaha is 2, 2, 2, 2. because the best possible hand you can have, no matter what happens, is like a low full house. Like, and that would mean three of something else has to come on the board, and then you have a pair of twos, which you can't ever feel confident with. 10, 4, 7, 6 is bad, and the low jack, we're getting out of there. You got to be super tight in the low jack. Now, in poker in general, like position's always super important. Most people reference Texas Hold'em. Poker position's like the most important thing in this game. And so when you're out of position, as in first to act, that's also known as under the gun, you have to have really good cards to justify playing at all, because there's people behind you that can raise you and you don't know what they're going to do. And so and a lot of times, especially at these low stakes, if you raise first in RFI, if you bring in, people just call you just because they want to see hands. Like, and so when you're playing on like the higher stakes, when people kind of know what they're doing a little more, people will fold out hands. You can get people to fold by bringing in, but like that doesn't happen as much. But also in the higher stakes, people three bet you a lot more, and so they raise you and stuff, which I don't know if you notice, you almost never see people raising people in this. It's either they bet or they call. They call or they fold. So this is also bad, and I'm not going to play it. I know it's only one big blind, but it's a terrible hand. And there's a school of thought, that an old school poker school of thought, that if you're on the big blind, you should pretty much play most of your hands, because you get that discount, and it's called pot odds. Your pot odds are good, but if you've got a shit hand, your pot odds are terrible because you can't hit nothing. And this is a shit ass hand. And look at where we would have been. Nothing at all with three hearts on the board. So we've saved ourselves one big blind. There's another school of thought that, like, if you can reduce your overall big blind position win loss rate to just one big blind loss, you're doing great, because you usually lose more money in the big blind than you win. The big blind and the small blind are losing positions. Belly up, really big sneeze. That's probably good to do at live poker players. Like definitely telegraph your hands, like when you're at a proper poker table in a casino. To lose or flop, poker certainly has some double entendre tied into it. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Pair of jacks here in the small blind. I'm gonna call that. It's not a very good hand, but it's cheap. I'm gonna limp in because there were limpers ahead of me. So here we go. I have a pair of jacks. I've got a backdoor clubs draw. I'm in early position. This is a marginal made hand. It's an overpair. I think if I had bet any two spades in their hand is going to call me. Now the straight comes. I block the low straight, but there's the higher straight that I don't have. Basically, I'm not going to do much, and my flush is dead. So like I'm going to sit here and I'm going to check it down and hope I check down and win with my pair of jacks. But I'm not. If anyone bets, I'm gonna bounce. I'm not going to stick around for this. I don't have any equity besides the jacks. I would need a jack to come for this to be anything, and even then I would lose to a straight. So that's a pot-sized bet. I'm out, and that might be a blind stab, but it's generally not. They almost always only bet if they have some piece of it. So that's probably at least a 9. Is that bet from seat 3 there from the button? So Emily asks, why is it not good to have the Jack Queen suited? Because this isn't Texas Hold'em. In Texas Hold'em, that would have been a great hand to bring in, because you're thinking in terms of two cards at a time. In Omaha, in order for your odds to be right, and in order for your equity to be good, your equity is like what your expected chances of winning the pot are. Everything goes way up, because remember, yeah, you have 4 cards in your hand, but so does everybody else. And when you see like 6 people get dealt in hands, that means half the deck's out there. So, like, I mean, 4 times 6 is 24. A deck is 52 cards. So you're looking at half the deck is literally dealt out. So, like, if you don't have a good hand, like in Texas Hold'em, it's way less. It's like it's way less cards are out there. This also isn't a good hand, even on the button. Well, 7, 8, 10. Now it's rainbow. There's no suit, and the ace doesn't really match. So Jack Queen suited by itself in when you're playing Texas Hold'em is a great hand because it's high Broadway suited connectors, and that's good. However, in order to justify Jack Queen suited, and let's see what else I had. So I had I'm gonna look up my hand history here. I had Queen Jack Jack 5 with suited clubs, with club Jack Queen. So the 5 in that hand doesn't match anything. A pair of jacks are good in Texas Hold'em too, but they're not good in Omaha. Like in Texas Hold'em, when you're playing Texas Hold'em, if you get to the showdown in Texas Hold'em, a pair is usually what wins. A pair, a decently, reasonably high pair. It's not infrequent for a pair of sevens to win at a showdown at Texas Hold'em. Like in Omaha, the weakest hand that you can expect to take down a pot at showdown is the top 2 pair. It's 2 pair. If you have anything less than the top, for example, well, this board's a bed. This would be a great board to have that Jack Queen, by the way, or those 2 jacks that I had. But it's a different hand, and I don't have them. But because there's 4 cards instead of 2, you have to consider how all 4 cards in your hand work together. For example, this hand, if this were Texas Hold'em and I just had Jack Jack or Jack 9 suited, I would be playing this hand. I'd be raising this hand. I'd be 3-betting this hand. But because it's Omaha, you have to consider how they all work together. And well, the Jack, Jack 9 work well together. This too fucks up the hand. It just makes it shitty. And yeah, I have a pair of jacks, but they're not that good. Because if a king, an ace, or a queen comes out at any point, my hand's toast. So I'm going to fold it. What you're asking there, Emily, is a legitimate, honest question. Once again, this would be good if not for this dangling 5 and no suits here. So we're going to get rid of it and position. Hijack and low jack aren't especially good. You have to be more conservative. Dos Equis! Let's walk faster. I've got a bunch of tequila in my kitchen. I could be hitting the tequila. I got a bunch of booze here, actually. I got tequila, I got vodka, I got scotch, I got like some screwball, which is this peanut butter vodka that my sister brought over. It's weirdly okay. I don't really like, or it's peanut butter whiskey, rather. It's not vodka. I got some Kahlua. The screwball and the Kahlua and like half and half, like a proper like mud, like makes a great drink. Like it's really heavy though. It's like you can have one of them before you feel like, oh, it tastes really good. It's a really good tasting drink. It's not a drink that makes you feel great. It makes you feel fat. But anyway, Emily, getting back to what you'd asked about the cards, which I know was like a year ago in poker time. Um, the reason Jack Queen doesn't really work is like I said, it's like you have to have all 4 hands working together. And the fact that you asked that, that's a common mistake that a lot of players that are new to Omaha make. They look at sets of 2 because they're used to thinking of in terms of Texas Hold'em. They're not thinking in terms of Omaha. And so one of the things that I bear in mind when I'm playing at these low stakes where a lot of people make mistakes just like that. Not saying that you would have made a mistake to think that's good. Like that's because it's incorrect. 'Cause it's not especially good. It's just the way hands are worth stuff are different in Omaha because it's a different game and it plays differently and the outcomes are different. Balsamic onion jam. Yeah, but that sounds really good. I have a really good easy recipe for quick pickled onions. Just slice them up and I can have it ready in like 15-20 minutes. It's real good. Just hot water and vinegar and little red pepper flakes and some salt and toss it in. Toss some pickles in a jar and they're good in 15 minutes to go. And they're great on tacos and salads and all sorts of good stuff. And just snacking. Yeah, that's a thing that happens, Emily. But like what I okay, so I want you to pay attention when you see that happening. Notice that the cards in my hand, if you can remember what they are, like if they would have been good in the last hand, like see how many of those cards that are on the flop actually were cards that I had in my hand. 'Cause remember, if they're in your hand, they're not coming because you already got them. So it's like you can't look at it like that. Like, I mean, I guess you can, but that's like you're thinking like a gambler. And I'm trying to play like I'm trying to play like a strategic poker player, and not like I'm trying real hard not to be what's called results oriented, where it's like it shouldn't matter if I win or lose this game. It should matter if I'm making the right decisions, because overall, like my career is what really counts. And if I'm making the right decisions, even if I lose, I shouldn't feel bad because you're gonna lose sometimes. Now this hand is a terrific hand. Pair of aces are always good in every game. And so I will be betting this and three betting this. And we're suited to the queen. And we have a wheel draw with that 5. So we're going to go ahead and bet that one and hope that we get called. Even better raise. So we get one. This is perfect. That's not the best flop because 6-7 makes a straight. And if they have it, then we lose because I'm betting it. With the suited queen, yes. That's the kind of thing that makes a good hand there. So queen 8-3-9, however, not good. Queen 9-8-3 with 3 diamonds on the small blind, worst position. Get out. No, thank you. Dangling 3 suits, 3 to a suit. A suit blocker. And we would have had a real good straight draw, and we would have hit our straight. But you can't look at it like that. And you're right, no one did have the straight. There was only one player, and they're not supposed to be playing low cards like that. Like they do. People play all sorts of bad shit because, like I said, they're looking at 2 cards at a time. Um, so you have to exercise a little caution, but you can generally say like, so for example, this one I'm actually going to play because it's on the button, and I've got it's close enough to a rundown. It's not a great rundown, but it's good enough. And I'm in position. And everyone folded in front of me. So it's like so I'm heads up, that's great. We flop top pair, we're good to go. No suit coming. We've got a backdoor flush draw. This is bad it. We got the jack with a good kicker, and we're just gonna take down this pot. We didn't really want to see any more to the wheel come. Ace, queen, 7-5's not a good hand. So we're going to fold it. You might look at that and be like, ace, queen, good. But by itself, yes. With the 5 and the 7, not good. 5-7 suited by itself is decent. And look at that. We would have had top 2 pair and a flush draw, which ended up that ended up being a very good flop for the hand that we folded. But you still gotta fold bad hands because you don't always get flops like that. And then, you know, now our hand's compromised with the board pairing because someone could have a full house now. Though it's unlikely since we have the ace and the queen. We then block the queen and the ace. It gets complicated, but it's all stuff I think about, and you kind of gotta think about to like be pretty good at poker. It's a lot. It's a lot. A lot happens in poker. So no one's betting. So no one has anything. So we could easily have taken this pot down if we were in it, even if we didn't have a hand. We just bet. You blow on this pot, and yeah, so you hit their pair of nines. Was never going to go anywhere. 6, 7, 10 king with a suit blocker and a raise from the from the from the cutoff here, because we're four-handed because seat one's sitting out. Ugh. I kind of want to call this. I'm going to go ahead and call this. It's a little bit of a loose call. We had a pair of sixes. We do have a backdoor straight draw and a backdoor flush draw. So it is top pair, but it's not a very good top pair. We have a good kicker, though, with a king. So I'm probably going to stick around, unless they pot it. They're thinking. I don't think they have much. I think they're considering whether to bluff or not. They decided not to. That jack came. That really doesn't help our hand at all and makes everything worse. I can't justify betting this. I don't have any equity. Got our flush is gone, our straight is gone, and they like the jack, so they can have it. Yeah, as a loose call. Pair of kings. The dangling six sucks, but pair of kings is good. We are in the small blind, which isn't great, so we are going to raise this up. We're going to 3-bet this if we get raised by the dealer there. And we're short-handed too, so we can play a little looser, and yeah, we are going to raise that up. It's a 3-bet. We don't want seat 5 to call, and they don't. They're going to call. No one bets and folds here. They want to see the flop. That's why they bet. And we hit our set of kings, and I'm going to bet this. And the reason is because we do not want those diamonds to come. We want to make them pay. But I'm not going to bet pot. I'm going to bet 2/3 pot. So it's a big bet, but it's not a pot bet. So we'll see what they do about it. They snap folded. They don't want nothing to do with nothing. Ace, king, 4, 9 on the button. Not a good hand, though. Dangling 4 sucks. 9 doesn't hit anything. We've got no suits. That's no good. Walk faster. You told me to call. I think it was in that one hand where I ultimately did call. And yeah. What's going on here? We're waiting for someone to. It looks like our server froze a little bit. Yeah. Oh, they sat out. That's why. So I'm in on the big blind here. They just folded. It doesn't matter. They folded around to me. So now we're 3-handed. So this changes the dynamic of the game. So basically now we are going to be playing more hands. I'm still not going to play this, especially from the raise from the button. And now it's 4-handed again. But I think, oh nope, 3-handed. So now basically if we have anything at all on the button, we're playing it, and anything at all on the big blind, we're playing it, and this is justified on the button. We're going to bring in just a little less than the pot. There's a reason for that. And we hit our top pair with a decent kicker, so we're going to go ahead and bet that because we're in position. We're going to go, we'll go half pot. Now we'll go 2/3 pot. Let's get some money in there. Five, 6, 7 suit blocker, but we're on the big blind. We're playing it. Hopefully we get a free roll here, and this person just calls and they don't raise, because we get a limper here on the button. Don't ever limp on the button when you're 3-handed. Bring in or fold, raise or fold, and we're just gonna check our mediocre hand here. We hit 2 pair, we're good. We'll go ahead and bet that. Bet the pot. See what they do. We do have a backdoor straight draw. We have no diamonds, though. So the diamonds are a sketchy thing, and they're wondering what they want to do here. They're not going to raise, I don't think. They're wondering on whether or not they want to call. I don't think they have a queen. They might have a pair of jacks or something. We now have 3 pair, which is 2 pair, but that's good for full house draws. But we've got king 6, so we're just going to go ahead and bet the pot again. Out of position. We want them to. They have diamonds, by the way. Seat 5 is that's my bet. That's why they were thinking about whether they wanted to call their diamond draw, and they're doing that again. They're not sure. They might have diamonds to the ace. And I really think our 2 pair is good, so I'm going to go ahead and bet half pot because we want them to call. And they do, and we get their money. If I'd have bet the pot, they'd have folded. I don't. Let's see what they had. They didn't show us, and we're in the small blind here to a raise. We're going to fold it. They had ace 5-4 queen, ace queen 5-4. They did have the diamond. They didn't have diamonds. They had the ace of diamonds, but they had top pair. They had a queen. And so that's why they were calling with their queen. And that's all they ever. Oh no, they had queen 5, so they had us beat pre-flop. They had us beat on the flop. They had the better 2 pair than us. And yet they didn't raise. Like, I don't understand it. See, that's the thing with these players is they don't, even when they have a good hands, like on a board like queen 5-6 with 2 diamonds, and you don't have diamonds, but you have top 2, like you have to bet that. And like you have to bet it, like you have to raise that. Like, I don't understand why they didn't raise it. Like, see, but I mean, in a way that like it's good for them, sort of, because I mean, I don't know. I just don't understand it. It's just bad poker. Like, if you've got a hand, like you should be looking for excuses to put money in the pot. Like you want to put money in the pot. That's how you win. Like, you win by betting. Like, you don't win by calling. Like, and so I don't understand it. It's like I'm so studied and so far removed from like entry level poker that it's hard for me to think like people that aren't studied at poker. Oh, Emily asked what did they have. They had their hand was ace queen 5-4, which wasn't a great hand to begin with, but they had they flopped 2 pair, the queens and 5s, when we had 6s and 5s for our 2 pair that we bet aggressively, and we did win. We ended up catching that king, which is what made us win the hand. Oh, this is a bad hand. I'm not even playing it. I'm gonna just let that go. All right, let's take a look here. Also a terrible hand. Well, you know what? No, it's not. It's not, because we're 3-handed. So I'm going to raise that up because we do have a suited king and a pair. And that's bad for us. And we're out of position. I'm not going to bluff out of position. I'm going to check out of position. They didn't bet it, but we still don't have anything. So I'm going to think about this. I'm not going to bet. And the reason is I don't really have any equity, but I do have some showdown value with my 7s, as in, like, if it checks down, I can win. But if money starts going in the pot, I can't. So I'm going to check it. I nope, they just check back. And here they are. They bet the pot. So they've got something on this board. Maybe it's as bad as a 6, but I don't have anything. I've got a 3, and I've got a pair of 7s, and I have no hearts coming, and my king doesn't do nothing with that ace. So I'm just going to let it go because I got nothing. No equity at all. And now we are heads up, and heads up plays an entirely different way. So now we just have to be aggressive, period. And so this is definitely a call. We have to play way looser too. And now we have a pair of 9s. We have a pair of 5s. So I'm not going to bet it, but I am going to call it if they bet. And they didn't, so now I am going to bet because we now have a straight draw, and I don't think they have a 9 because they would have bet it. So I'm going to go ahead and bet 2/3 pot. They're going to call. We did not hit our straight, but the straight's there, and we block the straight, so I'm going to pot it and pretend like we do have the straight. We block the 8, by the way, that's what I'm doing. So we have, and we block it with the 7s. They called. They called and they couldn't beat our pair of 5s. What did they call with? Holy moly, they called us and they didn't win. We had nothing. They had ace, king, jack, 4. This hand's terrible. I'm not even playing it. They had nothing. They had an ace high and they called. I don't understand that at all. Holy shit, what a fish. All right, well, we got to play every hand now. We got to bet them hard. Yeah, we got to bet. I mean, we have every piece of this. We got a flush draw and we've got trips. Yeah. And you fold that. All right. I should have bet less. I should have bet half pot. But we can't bet less than half pot ever. I probably should have bet my pair of 2s to this guy. Ace, queen, 9, 7. We're playing that for sure. We missed everything, so we'll check. We got no equity here. That's all yours. I don't understand for the life of me why they called my pot size bet. I really don't. I don't understand that at all. There was so much on the board and they had nothing at all. It's blowing my mind. This is 2 pairs, and that means we have a 1 in 3.75% chance to hit a set. And we did. We flopped a set. So we're going to go ahead and bet pot. Set of 3s there. No, I'll let them have this. That's bad enough to not play at all. Yeah, I'm going to do it. It's loose, but we're heads up. Like I said, oh, it's a 3-bet. No chance. No chance. Not 3-betting that. Not calling that. All right, here we go. That's a hand. That's a raise. I'll 3-bet it. See if you call. They called. We hit our set. We're going to bet small. We could slow play the shit out of this because we block the 4. I'm going to slow play. I'm going to check it. I want them to bet so bad. And then we're just going to call them. And they bet large. That's wonderful. We block. The reason I did that is because we block the straight with our 4. So we're going to go ahead and call that. Not raise yet. And now I am going to bet because now, well, 6-7 came, but yeah, they're playing 6-7. They win. I'm gonna bet my 10s, my set of 10s now. That 8 isn't the best card. I was hoping for like a high card. It's okay. We'll take down it. We got an extra street out of them by checking. I think if we'd have bet, they would have probably dropped out. Yeah, we're gonna bet that. They're calling. I think they might be tilted at us. 5, 6, 8. We don't have much here. I'm gonna check that back. We've got an ace high. Yeah, I think our ace high can still win. No. Yeah, a 6. We lost very little. This is a monster, by the way. This is a 3-bet hand. That's a 4-bet hand. And they called, and we hit. We want them to have the jack, so that kind of sucks. But we're still gonna bet it. So we're gonna go bet. Nah, we're gonna bet 2/3 because Oh, now we block everything. We should have bet smaller. I should have bet a third pot. But they're gonna raise us. They could have a set of fours or a set of nines. I don't believe they have a set of jacks. They could easily have two pair. But we've got straight draws and a pair of kings and jacks on the board. I can't let this go. I have to call. We've got too much equity, and we hit our straight, so let's bet the pot. See what they do. They're gonna let that. Thank you. And we just took all their money. So that's it. We cleared the board. Oh, we got two new players. Isn't that nice? Oh, that's delightful. Are y'all gonna play? Yes, they are. Well, that just worked out really nice, like, and I'm gonna fold right out of the gates. Alrighty. So I know that moved really fast, and I was spouting off lots of stuff because heads up moves really fast. But for those of you watching, did any of what I said make sense? The reasons I said what I did they all make sense? I sure hope so. All right. Jack 755 with a suited jack is not great, but it is the big blind. And so we're hoping for a free roll here. I don't really want to see any bets, but if the button bets, I think I might still call this. You can be a little loose with your calls in the big blind. You can play a little bit wider range because you do get that discount. But like this is a playable hand on the big blind, really only. But we'll see. I'm really and look at we very well may get a free roll here. That's wonderful. So the 6 is a limper, and that's good to know because when players limp like that, that means when they do bet, we know they've got a hand. And did I hit a straight? No, I did not hit a straight. But I have a very good straight draw. 5, 6, 7, 8. So a 9 gives us a straight to the jack, and a 4 gives us a straight to the to the to the 8. Yeah. So I'm gonna bet this. I'm gonna bet pot because I don't want the clubs to come. So we have really good straight draws here. We're just gonna take down the pot. Aggression, 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 aggression. Thank you. And this is a hand I'm gonna play for sure. It's a rundown. Rundown with a pair. These are when nines are good. Even though we don't have a suit, it's still good. And even though we're in the small blind, we're three-way. We're gonna raise this. We're gonna three bet this. We don't get two. We're gonna raise. We're gonna call. We hit our jack. We do have a straight draw, but it's not wonderful. We don't have clubs. We're gonna check it. We have showdown value. We have equity. We just don't have a lot of equity. And we now have no equity. Our equity went, that ace was very bad for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a stab at the pot. Oh, I meant to pot it. I min clicked by mistake, so that's whoops. They're almost certainly gonna call. Now I'm gonna get bet the pot because now I'm definitely bluffing. I don't have anything, but I don't think they do either. I think at best they had clubs. Yeah. So when that backdoor flush comes in, you can and there wasn't raising pre-flop, you can almost always be sure that they don't have it. People don't chase backdoor flushes, but they chase front door flushes. Like if there's two on the board. This is a double suited rundown. That is a monster hand. We're gonna four bet this if we get bet. Well, we might just call. We might four bet. Yeah, because we don't have the 9. If we had like a proper rundown, this is a rundown with a gap, we would call a 3-bet though. If seat 2 3-bets us, we're calling. They don't. They're just gonna give it to us. All right, we've got weak players here. We've got weak tight knits here, so we can just turn up the aggression. Basically, is what we're gonna do. So we'll see. We don't know about player 5 yet. Seat 5, we don't know what their style is yet. But seat 6 and seat 2 are knits. A knit means just they're scared. They're playing with scared money, or they only bet when they have a sure thing. And so remember, they limped. So when they bet, they've got something. So we're not playing this hand. This is a rundown. Nah, we're gonna let them have it. When the net bets, you just get out. You get out of their way. If if seat 2 and seat 6 want to put money in the pot, we should probably be extra careful about it because we saw them limp. They just call, they call, they call. They don't put money in, they don't bluff, they just call, which means they've got something. They like their hand at the very least. And I don't especially like this hand. It's a decent hand, but it's not even that decent. It's pretty bad, actually. This is a terrible hand, and we're on the small blind, so we're not going to play it. And in fact, I'm going to take a little fiver because I got to pee because I had 2 cups of coffee. So I'm going to fold this. I'm going to click the sit out next hand button, and I will be back as soon as I'm done peeing in my toilet. I'll only be a couple minutes. I'll be right back. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything fun? I missed my button. I missed my button deal. That's what I missed. That's okay. We're short-handed here, four-handed. So when the table is short like this, you can widen up your ranges a little bit because there's less cards going out. There's less chance that when you've got 6 people or 9 sometimes on an Omaha table, if you're in a casino, you gotta be super tight. So what's 9 times 4? 50 is that what's 9 times 4? 36? Yeah, so 36 cards go out on a 9-handed Omaha table. So yeah, that's a lot of the deck that's just out there. So if you don't hit the hand, like, you have to assume that someone else does. That's just kind of the thing. But we're playing 4-handed right now, so only 20 cards are going out. So, oh no, 16. So we can be a lot looser. Not this loose though it is a pair of 9s. Nah, I don't like the suit blocker. I don't like the 3. That 3 of spades. If that 3 if that 3 was a higher card that wasn't a spade, I would have played that hand probably. But because it blocked our suit and a pair of 9s isn't really that good, even though against these kids, against these two, I would have felt great about these pair of 9s right now. I'd have bet this all the way. Yeah, these players are super weak. 6 and 2 are weak. I'm just gonna label them real quick. You get a mouse. You're a knit. Knit. Look at that. Min click. Look at that. Couldn't even bet 2 big blinds. Like, I'll bet 1. I've got no respect for these 2 players here. No respect at all. That's dangerous. I'm getting cocky, and that is how you lose. So, like, I have to watch that. But this is a monster. Suited ace with 2 suits and a pair of queens. The 7's not the best card, but this is just a monster. We're playing this. We're 3-betting this. We would call a 4-bet. Though a 4-bet is a pair of aces. Yeah, we're going to 3-bet that. You like that? What are you going to do, short stack? Mr. Bought in short, you going to raise me again? Or are you going to limp? You're going to just call. Be scared when I c-bet you, because I'm going to. 6, 7, 8. One of the worst hands we could have seen. Do I bluff it? I do. I don't respect these players. I'm going to go ahead and do the half pot bet. They could easily have 9-10. Easily have 9-10 or 4-5. They shouldn't have 4-5. They shouldn't. We now have hearts. We still have a pair of queens. They could easily have a straight here. So we're going to check it, but we're not folding unless they bet. If they bet pot, well, they've got, I didn't look at their stack size. They're going all in and I'm calling it. Yeah, of course I'm calling it. Yeah, they have jacks. It's delightful. Wasn't that delightful? All right. I made a mistake. I didn't look at their stack size, and that was a big mistake that I made. I should have looked at their stack size, and I should have bet according to it, and I didn't. And that was I'm conscious of that. That's my current thing I'm trying to work on, is being more aware of my opponent's stack sizes. When they're short stack like that, you have to bet smaller. So I'm gonna get rid of. That's such a weak thing. I'm going to 3-bet this hand because fuck these nits. This is a bad hand. That's a 3-bet bluff, by the way. They kind of like their hand, but they're not sure. They called. And either they have a queen or they don't. High spot. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to give me that money. I had shit, you loser. Nit. That's how you beat nits. You just bet them. Bet them on scareboards. They hate scareboards. Ooh, there's a monster hand. We're playing that. Thanks, Walk Faster. I love poker. I absolutely love it. I get such a kick. And when I'm doing this, I get to speak my mind. When you're at a table live, can't do this. You have to be quiet. And I'm not good at being quiet. Ask Emily, she'll tell you. Oh, seat 6 is giving up. They don't like my play style. They don't like my aggressive play style. They found something better to do. Oh, see you later, bud. What about you? What about you, little nit? You playing? Yeah, they're gonna call. Oh shit! Do you have 6-7? Are you playing 6-7? You'll tell me if you are, won't you? Yeah, you would. I'm gonna go ahead and bet 2/3 pot here because I've got kings. I don't want those diamonds to come, and you're gonna be scared. But you're starting to think maybe you should call me because I keep doing this. But now I have a set of kings. So if you have 6-7 and you're slow playing me, you're gonna win a big pot because I'm gonna go hard at you. I'm gonna get as much of your money in this pot as I can. If they have 6-7, they should be raising me. And they didn't raise me. They're just going to give me the pot. I'm just going to like keep betting them kind of no matter what I have because they just keep folding to me. I mean, eventually I'm going to get taken though because eventually they are going to have something and then they're going to call me and they'll never raise. Nits don't raise, they only call. Alrighty. Oh, it's heads up now? Oh yeah, I'm going to take him to the cleaners. Yeah, I'll call it. Oh shit, I got a great flush draw. I'll bet it. Half pot out of position. I've got real good equity here. Straight draws. I said flush, I meant straight. I've got straight draws all over the place. That's not great. I'll check it. That jack sucks. That jack sucks. They don't have a jack. Oh God, they're so bad. I love it. Oh, you're gonna bet me a pot-sized bet from this person. You know what? There's three. We're three ways now, and this seat five's new. I'll sit this one out. I'll take a break. I'll take a break from my unchecked aggression. Just let I'll just cool down just a little bit. Silly nit. What are you doing at my poker table? Oh, heads up again. Oh shit. Just gonna bet him. Bet. How much of their that's all their stack they wanted to give me. That's all they would do. Well, you know what? It's been what an hour? About an hour. We'll see. We'll see if I can find another table. It should take me to another table. I'll play a little bit more, but I've tripled my buy-in. This is a good day. I say this was good poker. I feel like I've been playing well. We'll see. We're at a new table now, so we are now here. I just moved the table around, so I like being in this spot here. We're seat 4. We get to keep our nice big stack, so that's good. So we have winning players, the 2 seats to our left. We hate that. That sucks. So this isn't great. I'm gonna go back to tight. We got 6 players, a new table, and players that are up. So we're gonna watch what they do. They're conservative so far. No one's betting. The 2 big blinds not even in position. Even with a pair of queens, you didn't bet that? That was weak. That was some weak sauce. Someone should have bet that. No one did. Well, maybe I can disrespect these 2, but I'm still gonna be careful. I'm gonna watch and I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the blind to roll around. No need to jump in prematurely. Let's just see what happens. We got a limper on seat 3. Got a limper on seat 5. Now, in all fairness, I'll limp. If someone limps in front of me, I will also limp. But generally, when people limp, they're just not good. I never limp when I'm first to act. I only limp if someone limps in front of me. There's a little less than half pot bet. We got a caller. That was a fast call from seat 1. What do they have? Pair of kings. Yeah. What do they have? Queens and sixes. Reasonable. Now they min clicked in early position. I understand that. They're also short stacked. That's an okay move. That's not an indication of play style, though they did limp before. So min clicking, min raising, like when you're out of position and you're short stacked, that's kind of the smart thing to do. I assume you meant Pete Seeger and not Pete Steger. I'm sorry to be such an asshole. Pete Seeger. I don't even know that I ever have heard Pete Seeger and been aware of it. Like, I've heard the name Pete Seeger. I know he's like a classic rock guy. It's like an old boomer guy. Like, but like I know Bob Seger. I'm not sure. I assume that Pete Seeger sounds exactly like Bob Seger, but I don't know if I'm right about that. Maybe he sounds exactly like Cat Stevens. I have no idea. Maybe he's some really cool new wave guy. Somehow I doubt it. Somehow I'm getting a white man with the blues vibe. We'll see. Let me know, Walk Faster. What's Pete Seeger all about? Enlighten me. All right, we do actually have a raise here, and we got a raise and a call from the small blind, and we don't have enough of a hand to warrant this. This is like, once again, this is right on the edge. It is a suited ace, and it is a rundown with my lower cards. I don't like being out of position with this. I think I'm going to let this go. Ah, yeah, I should have called it. Of course, my range dropped. That's okay. I don't feel too bad about it. So I think. So what did they hit? Did they just hit a set of jacks with that out of position large bet? Seat three, who is limping. They hit something. Two pair at least. At least two pair there. Better than my two pair probably. But I did have a straight draw. It's okay. I feel good not being in that pot. I only lost one big blind as opposed to way more than that. So that's all right. And no, thank you. The four, no good. Four, no good. Jack 9-8, good. Four, no good. Old timey folk singer. Okay, so how far am I away from Bob Seger? Is it so? Was I right when it was like more like Cat Stevens than Bob Seger? Was I in the ballpark there? Because I assume you don't mean old timey like Woody Guthrie, or old timey like boomerish 60s, 70s. I feel like 70s. Late 60s, 70s was Pete Seeger's time, if I'm right. All right, here we have the button. That three sucks shit. Our heart blocker sucks shit. But there's no one betting in front of us. What we are going to do is we are going to bring in, because we're on the button. I maybe should have limped this. I want to see what everyone does. I haven't, yeah, okay. We've got people that will fold. Okay, so we've got a limper caller. That's great. We have a pair of threes and they bet. Okay, so when they min click like that, that means they have a piece, but they don't have the top pair. So if they have a seven, is where my money's at. Maybe a seven with spades, but take that. Exactly. And that's what you do with a fucking min click. You just bet pot at them. Those don't min click me. Eat my ass. My pot. Yeah, when they min click, that's almost always a piece of the board, but not much of the board. They're testing the waters. There's a term for that in Pot Limit Omaha. They're min clicking is doing it wrong, but that's called a feeler bet. And burlesque old timey. Ooh, that's cool. That actually might be cool. Check out Pete Seeger later tonight. I'll drink some scotch and smoke some weed. Listen to some Pete Seeger. I've never been aware. I feel like I've probably heard Pete Seeger because it's in the zeitgeist, but like I'm not consciously aware of ever having heard Pete Seeger. And just for the record, I'm 47 and very conscious of 20th century music. I'm like I know more about it than most. Um, all right, we hit a pair of nines with a backdoor flush draw. That's a half pot bet, so they probably have a 10. We'll call one time. Mm, that's not good for us. We don't like that at all. That's bad for our hand. Real bad. We'll see what they do. Do they like it? No, but they still have a 10. I'm going to let it go. I can't beat a 10, so I'm going to let that go. Oh, shit. I should have bet him pot. God damn it. I fucked up. It's because 6 was in the hand too, but they just folded. They auto folded. Ugh. I think I could have walked. I think I could have taken that pot down. But it's okay. I'm gonna let it go. I know they had a 10. I know that. I'm like, yeah. Uh-huh. All right, 8667, pretty bad. Especially, yeah, even yeah. Multi-way, everyone on shit. See, that's still not a good hand. 6-7's a bad straight. That's a bad flush. River sevens is bad. Min click. Ah, min clicker. Yeah, I'm gonna give them a fish for that min click bullshit. Fuck your min click, you loser. Yeah, I would have had a straight flush draw here. It would have been great. I would feel perfectly comfortable betting pot right here and taking this down. Yeah, no one had a flush. My flush was good. All right, I don't want to open my range up that much, but I should open my range. I'm going to open up my range in late position, not on the small blind. Like it was the small blind. All right, I'm definitely three betting this because this is a weak table. This is a bunch of nits here. Oh, got a caller with a short stack and then another one. So that was a bluff that went badly. Let's see what happens. I'm in position, so I'm gonna do a range bet and see if I get anything. Yeah, I'm toast. They've got an ace. I'm no good. I gotta fold this. Oh no, I have eights and fives. I have two pair. I didn't even realize that. I thought I just had the 8. I'm gonna call because I have two pair. What are you gonna do? Seat 3? I'm gonna check it down. I'm just fuck. Oh, fuck. They've got two pair. They've got an 8. Yeah, they've got set of aces. What do they do with their aces? Their monster hand. Yeah, they've got a hand. They had a hand for sure. What do they do with their aces? What do they do? C3, what did you do? They flopped a set of aces. Oh God, was that the wrong time for me to bluff? No, thank you. They had flopped a set of aces, and they UTG. They did bet it. They did bet their set of aces. Yeah, they did. So I mean, they told me, and I didn't pay attention. That's what I mean about getting cocky there. I lost like almost 30 big. I lost 30 big blinds on that. So that was not great. Thanks, Britt. Appreciate it. I wouldn't say eat my ass at the point. Actually, I would. I would say eat my ass at the table. I am a talker at the poker table. I do like sometimes. It depends. It depends. You can get a lot of people. You'd be surprised, like at the casinos, like you can get people talking, and they will just tell you their hands. Like it's crazy. It's wild. Oh shit! Oh, I got a casino before I leave. Maybe one last hurrah. Today is Saturday. Today's the day. Go to the casino and just go late. Go late at night. Take a 3-hour nap at like 5 p.m. and go to the casino and play till 3 in the morning. Today's the day for it. I might. I might get them talking. Oh, no, thank you. I got cooled on that hand real good. Like, that hand cooled me. I didn't like it. I didn't listen. I got cocky. We'll see. We'll do like, I think I've got one more orbit in me. We'll see. I think I'll play through one more orbit here and sit out the next big blind after this next one. I use the bathroom. I need to make lunch. Need to clean. Yeah. I got a big mouth. That's for sure. I 3-bet them with that aces. I did 3-bet. And they just called. They didn't 4-bet me with their aces. Mm. Yeah, I picked the exact wrong time to bluff. I'll call that. Cool. Feel pretty okay with this pair of kings on this board. My queen blocker. Feel real okay about this, especially with a weak bring in. Let's pop that. See what happens. Y'all playing? Y'all here? You got 13 big blinds. If you don't raise, if you don't go all in, you fucked up. You either fold or you go all in with your stack. That's the only two options you should have, but you're going to min click me. Which, what does that tell me? They might have me beat. They might have two pair here. They might have king 10. They could have 10-8. They could have king 8. They could have a set. They could have a draw. They could have a pair and a draw. I don't think I should call that. I don't I have backdoor flush equity. I have straight equity. I'm calling. I have to call it. Yeah, we're good. I've gotta bet. I've gotta bet them. I'll bet pot. It doesn't matter. They're gonna call for their 7 big blinds. They probably have me beat right now. But I've got equity. I've got flush equity and straight equity here. Yeah, they have the straight. That's okay. I don't feel bad about that. That wasn't a bad play. I had the equity and I did push them. Probably should have raised, put them all in when I did. They probably would have called. Let's see what they did have. On the turn, when they raised me, they did hit the straight. They flopped the straight. So they've raised on the, yeah. They hit the nut straight on the flop. Yeah, they had a good hand for that board for sure. So, our garbage hand, no es bueno. We're gonna sit at the next big blind. We're gonna try and make it to the orbit. I did punt away about 50 big blinds that I'm not super happy about. Oh, this isn't a great hand, and I'm on the button and I want to play it, but it's a bad hand. Let's hope all these goofball nits and fishes limp so we can limp this. Yeah, we'll limp this hand. It's really bad. The 7 and the 2 are terrible. We're literally just playing the ace and the jack. And we hit our top pair. But ace king could be out there easily. Spades could easily be out there. Straight draws could easily be out there, though we do block the straight with our jack. This doesn't mean they can't be out there. I gotta call it. I don't want to put a lot of money into this pot, but I can't let go of top pair with a backdoor flush draw and a straight draw. And the spades come, which is bad. Let's see what this... And they have a big stack, too. I think I'm going to bet it. I'm going to half pot it and see if I can bluff my way through this. Now, as a snap call, they've got a flush. C5 has a flush. So that was my feeler bet, and I'm out. I'm not putting another chip into this pot. I promise. C5's got spades. Maybe even good ones. Maybe even a spade to the king. 3 has a straight. They don't know what to do. Let's see what they do now. Hopefully they check it down. But if they bet, I'm folding. This shouldn't change anything for them. They're checking it down. Do they have weak spades? I mean, they called right away with my half pot by bet. So should I bet this? No. I've got showdown value with my 2 pair. We'll see. But I think they've got me beat. I think they would call no matter what. Yeah, they've got 3 kings. They would have called. They'd have called no matter what I did. They wouldn't have folded. I'm sure of it. I'm not sure of it. Maybe maybe I could have blown them off their set, but it's hard to put someone off a set of kings. They want to call it. They gotta see. All right, we definitely got cooled at this table. We definitely are punting our stack away. Remember, we were above 300 big blinds, and now we're below 250. So and it didn't take that long. I was like one orbit. So definitely the cocky did not work over here. It was working at that other table, but this this player that I labeled a fish there was they're not a fish, they're a net. They're not good, but they're not stupid. Oh yeah. Gotta I'm on the button. I'll actually raise that up. So I wanna go heads up. Hopefully you don't call seat 2 and it's just me in seat 3. That's what I want. You want to go heads up when you're double suited like this, because then your odds are way better of just hitting your flush and your flush being good. Right. Perfect. That's exactly how I want this to go. Awesome. We have nothing at all. Min click. Fuck you. Your queen can eat my ass. Your queen's good, huh? Let's see what you do here. I'll check. Uh-oh, I've got 3 5s. Did your hearts come? What did you have? What did they have with their min click? Nothing. Doesn't matter. I said I'm out. Thank you, Brett. Always appreciate the super chat. Let's take a look, see what we did here. They min clicked. They min clicked with shit. They had nothing at all. They had 10, 9, 6, 2 with 3 clubs. Nothing at all on the board. Like a bad straight draw, and they bluffed by doing. They called my raise, my pot size raise, and then they min click bluffed. So they are a fish. They were a fish, but they left. I'm coming back in this because this is like heads up now, and I want to go heads up with this person. I'm not leaving just yet. I'm too mad about that weird min click. They were a fish. I was right. All right. I don't have much here at all. I don't like that. That's a bad hand for me. I don't have any equity here. Like it looks like I could kind of have a straight draw, which I kind of do, but it's I do have a straight draw now. 6 or an ace brings me a straight. So I'll bet it. Here you go. Hit my straight. What are you gonna do? Ooh. Well, I have the nut straight. Yeah. So I'm gonna pot you. They must also. They have to have 3 5. I mean, they have to. Yeah. Yeah. So raise. I meant to. I did that wrong. I'll check my 3s. The blocker. This person's a player. I don't have any equity. Just a blocker. It's not good enough. Pot's not big enough. 6, 7, 9, 4 is a bad hand, but I'm gonna play it. It's close enough to a rundown and heads up. Now we're playing heads up with someone who kind of knows what they're doing. Kind of. I'm going to check that out of position. We'll see what you do with it. You're going to check it. That ace is good for you. I'm going to check that too. I don't have any sort of anything here. Now I have a pair of queens and sevens. I'm going to check it. Hope I just take down a small pot. I don't think they have anything. I think my seven's good, and it is. I'm going to do. We'll do the pot. We're both deep here, so we can pot everything basically. Just get chips in when we have anything. Basically, just get chips in. That's a 3-bet for sure. Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing. I said I was gonna leave. I'm not leaving. I can't go anywhere now. I can't leave now. This is too good. I love heads up. All right, they're a little nitty. They're a little nitty. That's good to know. This is not a 3-bet hand. This is a calling hand. Yeah, they're just... And I hit my set plus my straight draw. I'm gonna bet. I mean, I have to get money in the pot. I have to. We'll see if they call. They seem pretty nitty though. Okay, yeah, I can just bet at them. They're not gonna call, and then as soon as they call, even call a big bet, I just have to duck out. So I'm just gonna pot them every time now. I'm just gonna keep potting them. Get out. See what I just said? They showed up with a hand. They woke up. All right. Yeah, holy cow, are they nitty. All right. I'm going to call. Hit my tens. Pot size bet. I have a straight draw and the top pair. Yeah, we're just going to keep pushing them around. We're going to just chip away at them. I don't know how much of that stack I can get. I'm going to try to get them down to like 150. I'm going to try and get like 35 blinds out of them. Let's see how well I can. Like one big blind at a time. Yeah. Maybe not. Will fold to a 3-bet with a bad hand. Not here, though. Calling this. Oh. Nope, don't get the chance. Suited ace is a raise. That's for sure. 4s and 10s. That's a pot-sized bet. That's a call. I think mine are still good. I got the 8 blocker. I'm going to go ahead and... Ooh, they're going to bet the pot. They playing 8-9? You playing 8-9. I got an 8. I don't like that one bit. Gotta call it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Shit. They got my money. God damn it. They're playing 8-9. Or diamonds, maybe. I don't know. I know they have me beat. My 2 pairs no good. We have nothing. Well, yeah, nothing at all here. Check. Still got nothing. They don't have a king. They don't have a 2. I don't have any equity, and there's no money in the pot. 4s and 2s might be good enough to take down this pot. It's a split pot. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, new plan. I'm going to start bluffing small and value betting large against this person. Because I have a feeling they're going to... Oh, it's a double suited hand. I got to call it. I'm not going to raise it. Like that. I'll check it. I'm not going anywhere. I got to bet it now. Both my suits came. And a straight. There we go. If they have a full house, they win. Damn it. They have a full house. What did they show me? Did they bluff me off that hand? Did they bluff me off that hand? No, they had four aces. All right. Yep. I got to call. It's a rundown. We're playing this one. We're betting that. I'm going to do a half pot bet here. See what they got. I think I can, yeah. Okay, value big, value bet big, bluff small. That's how you beat this person. All right, that's a terrible hand. I'm not even going to play it, not to a raise, but there, yeah. You go ahead. You go, girl. You got that one. Shit. I punted off a bunch of my chips to him already. Sucks. Is that a bad hand? It really is. It's a very bad hand. I'm going to fold it. I don't like it. Check that down. 3 sucks, but that's good for the 6-7. Gives me a... Got a... Gonna draw here. Bluff big. Bluff pot. Raise. I have equity. 9-10 jack. 6-7. I've got a lot of straight draws. I'm calling this. There's my straight. Yeah. And I'm going to check it because they might have a better straight, but I don't see how they could. I should have bet it. I checked that too fast. I didn't think it through. Yeah, I'm still playing Emily. I was gonna leave, but then it got good. I couldn't pull myself away. Alrighty, so no, I'm folding this. It's a bad hand. Isn't that though? But my suited ace and my wheel draw. Yeah, call. Oh shit, my hand, my range came. I'm gonna bluff that big. Should be bluffing small. I'm supposed to bluff small against this player. That's where I fucked up. It's okay. I won the pot. That's a monster. That's a monster rundown. And it didn't matter. They folded. Yeah, that's good enough. Suited ace. Wheel. 2 to the wheel, 2 to Broadway. Yeah, I'll call suited ace. I will call suited ace. And I gotta call that too. Can't go anywhere. I've got a straight draw. I hit my straight. You like it? Thank you. Thank you for your money. That's more like it. Oh, I hit it. Well, you bet big, bluff small. Get out. Fold my garbage. Easy pot bet there. We're going to keep going with that. Value bet big. Especially with those spades that we don't want to see. Yeah, call. I'll take that. I think my aces are good. I know my aces are good. Have pot. Call me. Check that. Ah, nice two pair. Value bet pot. Even though it's a small pot. I got them. I got the money I hoped. I was hoping to get 30 big blinds. I got a bunch of their money. Yeah. Bet that. I'm gonna raise that. Let's check that. Nope. That's a pretty damn good hand there, wouldn't you say? King 10, 10, Jack. I'm gonna call that. I can't 4-bet that, but I definitely can't let it go. That just did not hit my range at all. I gotta let that go. I think they've got an overpair. I think they have better than tens. They've got probably a pair of aces or queens at least. I gotta let that go. I don't have any equity. That's a pretty terrible hand. It's a suited king. I'm gonna bet it. I'm a suited king and I'm playing against a fish and I'm heads up. Oh, that's a pretty good hand. I'll be raising that. Especially to a limp. Get the money in. Oh, you're gonna. Holy shit, limp raise? Oh, fucking hot shot. What do you got, motherfucker? I just flopped my fucking nut flush. What are you gonna do with your fucking bullshit? All right, fuck you, pot size bet, loser. What are you gonna fucking do to that, huh? Oh, you're gonna call me? Oh shit, I don't like that, but I'm fucking going pot. Give me all your money. Thank you. You're fucking with your limp raise, your limp 3-bet. What did you have? What did you have that you limp 3-bet me, you fucker? They had nothing. 10, 7, 6, 3. They had bullshit. Jesus. All right, I gotta bet this. This is a double suited thing. I'll do half pot because if they either have an ace or they don't. All right. And they bought back in. They bought back in after giving us all their money. I love it. They're tilted. That bet of theirs was a total tilt. You thought I was bluffing, but I wasn't bluffing. I had the nut flush. Uh, oh yeah. I'm calling. I'm calling with my suited king, and I'm gonna play. I'm playing my diamonds, my nut diamonds. Better fucking believe it. I'm gonna bet big, but I'm not gonna bet the pot. See what they do. I got a call. I got the 4 blockers. I got a pair of 5s. I'm betting the pot. They're tilted. They're going to call me, I think, if they have anything. But I hit my straight, so I'm going to go ahead and bet the pot again. Oh, you didn't want to donate that time? The pot with my really good hand here. Oh, shit. 2 aces. Aces and jacks are good half pot. I'm just having a blast running roughshod over these guys. That's a terrible hand. I'll let that one go. Gotta let one go once in a while. Can't play every hand. Keep myself honest. I did get all cocky for a while, then I cooled, and now I'm way back up. Look at my stack. That's great. We bought in for 100 big blinds. We're up 448. This is a great day. This is this is when poker's fun. Is when you just win. And I'm playing well too. I think I made a couple mistakes, but I'm making good judgment calls here. I think. That's a terrible hand. So let me free roll. Great. Let me free roll and catch some bullshit. Thank you very much. And I do. I catch 9 and 4. So I got 2 pair. Heads up. You're king. I hope you have one. Yeah. Keep calling me. Yeah, that gives me a straight draw and 2 pair. So I'm gonna go ahead and value bet that for 2/3 pot. I'm just gonna fold. A king. They had a king, maybe. Maybe. Who knows? I have no idea what this goofball's doing in seat 1. All I know is they're hella tilted on me. We're playing heads up, but that's too bad of a hand to play heads up. So we're back to heads up again because seat 3 is sitting up. So I'm going to try and get the rest of their money because they are definitely tilted. And that's a bet. That's a raise. That's a pot size bet. That's a value bet. For my 10s. Oh, I have 10s and 3s, bud, and a flush draw. I got to call that. I just hit a full house, buddy. I'm going to let you bet into me, and I'm going to take the rest of your money. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, sorry. All right, I think that's it. I think this is a real good way to end it. So thanks for coming. Thanks for joining me for Mediocre Poker. And I will see you next week for Being Trans, The Darkest Timeline. And then again for Mediocre Poker after that. Great day at the tables. See you See you next week. Bye-bye, everyone. Oh, what am I supposed to do? I think it's this one. All right. Sorry, I had to get my OBS going. See you later.